Hello, glad to see you here. And today I'd like to talk about planning and prep for success in your business. And of course, that includes your everyday life as well, because your business is a part of your everyday life. And if you don't plan, then what is it? I'll probably get this. Well, no, I can get this right. If you don't plan, then you actually plan to fail. So, what I was going to go over today and like to talk about with you and have your interaction as well is about planning and preparing for your day, making sure that you have some type of mechanism to be able to have your plans written out, have your goals written out, your plan, how you plan to execute it, and so on. Um, or at least even having a talk with yourself after you have your plan and what have you. Um, and that depends on what you want to accomplish. And that depends also on if you're looking at trying to put my notes, position my notes where they're not going to make noise. But that's going to depend on how you want to do your plan and what it's going to be for. And that will let you know if you need to do it like for a day or for a week or weeks or a month or, and so on. Um, Having an overall goal and then having a plan set up is just going to make it that much better for you. And I found out the hard way, and those times when I don't plan, when I don't, get to do it, then it does make it a lot harder. And I'm learning that as I continue to grow in, being out here in the trenches, building my business in the industry like a lot of you are. So before I continue on, let me introduce myself to those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting. My name is Cherie Woodard. Got a lozenge in my mouth, sorry about that. And I help business builders and entrepreneurs to be able to come online and use the power of social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. And I do that in a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing, video marketing, lead generation, branding, as well as giving you updated, modern, and trending strategies and tips. I also would like to offer you a free training, and I will have that information on the video when it's downloaded in the comments section. And it gives you a look at what it's like to actually have people reaching out to you as opposed to continuing to be the mall shark or bugging family and friends or chasing strangers and doing things that you really don't want to do because it's just not something you feel is appropriate, or it's just something that doesn't sit well with you, doesn't align with you, whatever that may be. So that is what I do. That is what I will have on the video when it's downloaded. And I just like to get that up and out the way so that I let you know about the free training. Just in case, like sometimes I forget to introduce myself, sometimes I forget to talk about that as well. And I just want you to be able to take a look at what it was that actually got me started. And I haven't really looked back since then. I actually saw how it was going to be to have people coming to me for what it was that I provided, which I am providing value to those people that I most want to help. And along the way, other people may get some help from that as well and decide that they want to interact or they want to ask me questions or they want to go deeper or whatever. And you can always do that by messaging me. So don't ever have a question and say, well, I don't know how to get in touch with her or whatever. You can always message me because I'm on the Facebook platform, so that's not a problem. So let me get into my information today that I want to share. I'm trying to keep it quiet. I'm actually at home for a few hours, and then I'm going back to my aunt's house to continue to help care for her as she continues to get better, which is a really good thing. So when you're talking about, planning, one of the main things you want to do initially, and I have 5 things I want you to consider. You want to have goals and what those goals are, and then how you're going to reach those goals. Those goals could be anything that's really important to you. And since I'm talking about business primarily, but that also includes your everyday life, it's important to, you can either brainstorm goals or you can just already know what your goals are. And when you're brainstorming because maybe you're not sure, then there's no reason to put things down in any particular order or anything. Just means you're just pulling out things, that the goals that you have that you want to achieve. And once you get that out there, and then you go through it and you figure out what's what, then you can do the same thing with the plan. Brain dump, brain storm is what I used to call it. And just, write all this information out and then narrow it down to what it is that you actually really want to do. So in the goal part, like I said, it's really, you want to have a goal. You want to have, and that can be a short term, long term. But I wanted to start out with what it was that I really wanted, period, out of life. What I was tired of doing, what I saw as my vision for my future and the future of my family. And that had to do with time freedom to be able to do anything that I wanted when I wanted to do it, and still be able to help those people that I wanted to help. And also, it included financial freedom so that I wouldn't have to be concerned about, the things that we're concerned about when we don't have enough or we don't feel that we have enough. And I live in the world of abundance. That is what I have chosen. And so for me, I see that as, that's a part of my overarching goal, to be financial free and to have time freedom. But then there are goals and plans, steps that I need to take to get to that point. So that part about goals, really important. Just make sure that you keep that. That's, number one. You want to have that. And then from there, you want to then, like I said, you can brain dump, however it's going to work for you, whatever has worked best for you, and you can plan. And I know that, like for me, I've always had everything in my head, but that's not practical, especially as my business grows and I have team members and what have you. Then I can't hold all that stuff in my head. I need to have a better plan of action for that. And there are different plans out there. Right now I'm using a Google Calendar, and I also have access to a Trello board, or Trello. And there are other types of planners out there that you can use that can help you stay organized with what it is that you need to do in your planning. But I think that doing a brain dump and writing all this stuff out, it just kind of gives you a bird's eye view, a vision of what it is that you want. You can see it's on paper, and then you can take out the things that are not really relevant, right to what you're wanting to do at whatever that time frame is, and just focus on what it is that you want to focus on. Doesn't mean that you have to toss anything in the trash, or what is it, toss the baby out with the bathwater. You can still keep those things that you brain dumped, but just pick out the things that you want to do now, the things that are going to get you to where you want to go ultimately. The other thing that I have is prep time. Now, there are some things you may not need prep time for, but I always like to be able to, even though I have a plan for like my lives, I still like to take a look, make sure that I've got all my points, make sure that I've got my camera, so I'd like to make sure that I have everything that I need So that's my little prep stuff. If I'm getting ready to do, like I was in a 3-day um, uh, digital networker live conference. And so I wanted to make sure I had everything that I needed. So I had my water, I had my pen, I had my phone, I had my notebook, so that I could take notes and screenshots for when I want to do that, and so on. So I like to prep and make sure that I have the things that I need to prepare. Now, I'm not much of a cook, but I know that there are people that when they're getting ready to cook a meal or something, and they're really good at that kind of thing, then they like to, prep and get their stuff ready so that all they have to do when they're ready is to go on and do whatever it is it takes to prepare and cook and whatever that is. And like I said, I'm not a cook, so. And then from there, after you've done your prep time and it's time for you to actually do whatever it is that you're going to do, and that could be anything on your daily mode of operation, your daily method of operation, whatever it's going to do, then you want to be prepared after you've done your prep stuff and take action. You want to go on and do what it is that you wanted to do and that you got prepared to do and what have you. Like I am going live. And I'm going live using the stuff that I prepared and the plan that I had in advance and the goal of why I want to do it and so on. So it's important to then go on and take action. Don't let something stop you. Like yesterday, and I apologize again, but my aunt was, she had started to yell, and she's not feeling well, and so she just was calling for my cousin, and I heard her, but I didn't think she was going to be coming out of her room. And then when I saw her come out of her room, then I was like, okay, gotta go. So, but stuff happens, and that's the thing about live video, and that's okay, isn't it? Because stuff happens. This is real life, and I choose to be able to do that and be able to do. I love being able to do that from home. I love being able to be on live, and if stuff happens, it happens. It's just it's just kind of how it is. It's not a real bad thing. It's not a real good thing. It's not I mean, some things are awesome. Some things are really good that happen on screen. That you weren't planning, but it's okay. So I did have to go on and kind of do an abrupt end towards the end. I kind of tried to go over and re-say things and then say, okay, well, I got to go. But anyway, because my cousin, I saw her already in the process of, heading that way, but I wanted to get in there and help as well. And then after you've taken action, you've done all these things that I've talked about, the last thing you want to do is evaluate. And evaluate in a way that doesn't make it negative. And their names just left me. I cannot believe that. It'll come back to me. But anyway, the way of evaluation that I use, I learned from Melissa Dunkley and her partner at the time. And they developed this way of evaluating where it's a 3, 2, 1. It's 3 things that you did well, 3 things that didn't go so well, and 1 thing that you might do differently. And so evaluating yourself that way, you take the emotion out of it, and you just, and you can't go over, you can't do 5 things that went well, and 20 things that went wrong, no. You're stuck to that 3, 2, 1. And I like that way of evaluating because it keeps you from being judgmental of yourself, beating yourself up, giving yourself all types of grief and problems over something that, that's already done and gone. And, so now what might you do that might make it better or do better the next day? I think my glasses, I must have stuck my hand on them because I feel like I'm looking through a cloud. But anyway, such is life. There's no telling. I mean, when you're traveling back and forth from my house to my aunt's, and then I still got my 19-year-old Yeah. Anyway, so evaluation, three things that went well, and then write those out, or you can state those however you want to do it. You can record it, you can write it. A lot of people like to write because then it stays in, it kind of resonates and stays in us. I can't remember exactly how to say it, but it just kind of sticks with you when you write it. Or and I'm learning that because I'm a computer person. I'd rather just put it in a computer, but I'm trying to get more into writing because it seems to stick around longer, and it just does. So um so three things that went well, two things that didn't go as well. The one thing yesterday that didn't go as well is that I didn't anticipate my aunt trying to walk out into the hallway while I'm in the kitchen, and my cousin was in the bathroom. So it was just, stuff happens. And then the other thing was it's just difficult, and not that it was a big thing, but it's just different when you're going live somewhere else instead of where you're used to going live from. But that's okay, because that's part of why I do this, because I can do it from anywhere. So, and then the one thing, whatever that might be for you, what might you do differently? And so and for me, I might just go before I do my live, check on her, even though she's really quick. I might just go check and make sure where everyone is before I go live. And I usually do say, okay, I'm about to go live. And that way, they know. And then they try to, do whatever it is that they're going to do, quieter, so that, not to interrupt. But stuff happens, and like I said, that's just kind of the way it goes. So I hope that this information was helpful for you. I hope that it just brings back some things to you that maybe you can think about, that'll help make things better for you and your business and how you're setting it up. And especially online, you want to have things ready to go, know what you're going to be talking about, know what goal you are trying to reach, know how you're planning on doing it, and that, and I can feel myself going off on a tangent, so I'm not going to do that. But just those things that I mentioned, those five things, I hope that you will consider them, and I hope that they actually help you. And remember that I will have information on the video when it's downloaded in the comment section, that it's a free training, and it will give you a look at what it's like to not bug family and friends or chase strangers, but to have people actually coming to you, reaching out to you because they saw something in you that was relatable and what you presented, that you were trying to help them with, because you were talking to those people that you truly wanted to help. So that is it. I'm not seeing any questions or comments right now in the chat. Remember that you can, whether you're here with me live or whether you're catching this on the replay, you can always leave a comment, question, whatever that is. I hope that what I said was self-explanatory, well, not so much self-explanatory, but I hope that what I was able to share today was of value, and that it was not difficult to understand. Try to just break it down real easy as to like what I do, to prepare and get my day going, and and my plans, my goals, and the whole shebang. So I'm going to do some housekeeping things really quick. First, remember to keep your notifications on so you know when I'm going live. Remember that we're still walking through the stuff we're walking through, and so just do the best you can to keep you, your family, your friends, and others safe. I just choose to stick with the CDC guidelines and just try to follow that to keep me as safe as possible, and my family and friends and others, as well as there are people out there that are still isolated. So a text message, phone call, email, or even trying to get them on a Zoom might really brighten their day and lift their spirits. Remember, for us who pray, continue to lift us and our world in prayer, as we are all in this stuff together. And we can make it together if we just continue to move forward and be positive and try to help each other. We're going to have disagreements. That's just kind of how it goes. But we please just try to help each other through this so that we can make it to the other side of this mess, and keep it moving. And whatever changes, that's okay. We adapt. We can do that. We do that well. So wherever you are in the world, no matter what time it is for you, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, sleepy time, always make it the best that you can make it. Always be the best that you can be. God bless, God keep. And I will see you again tomorrow with another topic. I don't know where I'll be coming from. I might be coming from home, or I might be coming from my aunt's house. So either way, the scenery might just look a little bit different, or I might be using a different backdrop. Who knows? So whatever that is, so take care. I will talk soon, and we'll have another topic. Bye.